Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to another Creative Corner session. Today we are going to be working on a minimalist collage. Before we get started on today's workshop, let's go over some of the supplies we will be using in our workshop today. I do have a variety of supplies for us to use. I have different types of colored construction paper right in front of me, some red wooden beads, as well as yarn. I have a hot glue gun because it's faster than using a regular glue to put everything together. I have a pair of scissors just in case. We are going to be working on a 5x7 that is in inches canvas panel. And if you are interested, I do have limited amount of supply kits available. And you'll receive a 5x7 canvas panel, as well as some suggestions for supplies to use. You can use paints, markers. If you want precision, use some masking tape. You can use felts, gold leaf. It is entirely up to you what you would like to use. I'm just going to use what I have right in front of us. Okay, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. Like I mentioned, I do have a 5x7 inch sized canvas panel in front of us. You're more than welcome to use whatever size you would like. You can go smaller, you can go larger. For my color palette, I am going to be using tan, black, gray, and pink onto the canvas. I'm going to also attach a few beads and use some of this dark gray yarn too as well. So minimalism itself became popular during the 1960s and 70s, post-World War II. It's a style of art where you try to use as not many, but try to use less supplies as possible. So I am going to actually make a few shapes. And overall, I kind of want my composition for my painting to be kind of cohesive. And since we are doing a collage, I decided to use a variety of different supplies rather than just use painting itself. But if you want to use paint, you're more than welcome to use paint as well. Got some glue on my fingers. It's gonna bug me if I don't take it off, everyone. But like I mentioned, hot glue dries a whole lot faster than regular glue, so I decided to go ahead and use that today. So if you're into non-representational art or non-objective art, this would be our finished product. It's just simple, very simple, but we're not gonna do that today. We're just gonna add a few bit more elements, just because we can. Some very famous painters during this time frame that have practiced minimalism is Carl Andre, some Frank Stella, And I was actually fortunate enough when I took a trip to San Francisco before the pandemic happened that I went to the Museum of Modern Art, and I actually was able to see a few Frank Stella and Carl Andre's works in person. And I got to see a variety of other artists too as well. We're almost done with this, everyone. Just gonna add a few more elements. So I highly encourage you to explore minimalism. It is really great to see some of the works that individuals have made. I like to consider myself fun and quirky, so one of my favorite art periods is Surrealism, and the artists themselves painted from their imagination. And you do need to be careful if you're using a hot glue gun. You don't want to accidentally burn yourself. Sweet. And if you want, once you're done, go back in with the X-Acto knife and get rid of all the little bits and pieces of hot glue that might be on your canvas. And I myself am going to, like I mentioned, use some of these wooden beads. Just to add a nice 3D effect to the flat surface. And holding true to the minimalism idea, I'm not going to add too many of these. And last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and add one, if not two strings of yarn. Like I said, just to add some 3D dimension to the overall flat surface. I do have a hot glue gun that's dual temperature, so it does both hot and cool. And right now I do have it on the cool setting, so that way when I'm pressing down the glue, I'm not burning myself accidentally. And that is going to be it for my collage. I just got to make sure to cut off the extra bits of yarn that's on my canvas. And I may need to go in later so I can get rid of some of this hot glue fiber that gets stuck everywhere for some reason. But there we have it, a nice minimalist type collage. Thank you for joining me on today's session of Creative Corner. If you are interested in doing a minimalist collage at home, I do have these 5x7 canvas panels available for our curbside supply kit requests. Then you'll receive some instructions as well as some suggested supplies to utilize. But today we worked on our version of our minimalist collage. We made this using some paper, some wooden beads, and some yarn too as well. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our social media platforms. We have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and so much more. If you have any suggestions for future Creative Corner content, just go ahead and put it in the comments. I will take a look at it, and if it's something that's feasible, that's within the realm of scope that I am able to do, I will try my best to do it. But with that, thank you very much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.